Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. In our daily interactions, it is crucial to know how to identify malicious people who can harm our emotional and spiritual well-being. This video looks at 7 telltale signs of evil based on Islamic teachings. By recognizing these signs, you will be able to better protect yourself and demonstrate wisdom in your relationships. Before starting this video, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Thanks. Before we start, I wanted to tell you that there's something really special at the end of this video. I'll share how the principles of Islam guide us to avoid harmful influences and cultivate healthy, respectful interactions that you won't want to miss. So stay with me till the end to find out. If you have any questions or comments along the way, feel free to leave them down below. I love getting your feedback. Let's go. Emotional manipulation is a tactic often used by malicious people to exert control over others. This behavior manifests itself through actions that exploit individuals' emotions to gain personal advantage. In this context, emotional manipulation can take various forms, such as faking emotions or using guilt to manipulate others' reactions. In Islam, manipulation is strictly condemned because it undermines human dignity and the integrity of relationships. Islamic teachings encourage honesty and integrity in human interactions. For example, a malicious person may feign feelings of sadness or distress to elicit pity in others, thereby inducing them to respond to his demands or satisfy his needs. This type of behavior is not only against Islamic principles, but it can also lead to toxic dynamics in relationships. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, emphasized the importance of honesty and transparency in interactions. In a hadith, he said, "He who deceives is not one of us," Sahih Muslim. This means that deception, including emotional manipulation, is inconsistent with Islamic values and the moral behavior expected of Muslims. By recognizing and avoiding the signs of emotional manipulation, we can preserve our well-being and strengthen our relationships based on sincerity and mutual respect. Frequent lies are a clear indicator of malice in a person. In Islam, truth is a fundamental value, and lies are often associated with hypocrisy and malice. The Quran and Hadith emphasize the importance of sincerity and integrity in all human interactions. For example, Allah says in the Quran, this shows how truth is valued in Islam. Individuals who lie frequently can create a deceptive facade, making it difficult to build true trust. They use lies as a tool to manipulate perceptions and avoid responsibility, which can have destructive consequences on relationships. Repeated lies can also lead to conflict and misunderstanding, as they often come with added complications in maintaining false appearances. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, also warned against the dangers of lying. He said, conversely, lying is considered a behavior to be avoided because it erodes trust and creates divisions between people. By recognizing the signs of frequent lying, we can protect ourselves against people who seek to deceive and manipulate. It also helps us value and encourage truth in our own interactions, thereby fostering healthier, more honest relationships. Selfishness is a behavior often seen in malicious people who consistently put their own needs and desires above those of others. This behavior reveals a lack of compassion and empathy, as these individuals do not consider the consequences of their actions on others. In Islam, selfishness is at odds with the values of altruism and benevolence. Islamic teachings encourage Muslims to be generous and consider the well-being of others. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, spoke of the importance of solidarity and concern for others in the Islamic faith. In contrast, a selfish person acts primarily in his or her own self-interest, without regard for the feelings or needs of others. Selfish behavior can manifest itself in several ways. For example, a person may constantly seek personal gain, even at the expense of the well-being of others, or ignore the needs and emotions of those around them. This attitude can create an imbalance in relationships and lead to feelings of frustration and resentment among those affected. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, also taught the importance of compassion and mutual assistance as evidenced in his hadith. Believers are like a mutually reinforcing wall. Sahih al-Bukhari. By recognizing and avoiding selfish behavior, we can encourage interactions based on mutual respect and empathy, thereby contributing to more harmonious and balanced relationships. Signs 4. Social isolation is a common tactic used by malicious people to increase their control over their victims. By seeking to distance their victims from their support network and loved ones, these individuals create a situation of dependence which facilitates their manipulation. This strategy aims to weaken the targeted person by depriving them of the emotional and social resources they would normally need to resist. In Islam, community and mutual support are essential values. Allah says in the Quran, "The believers are truly brothers." Surat al-Hujurat 49.10. This value highlights the importance of maintaining strong, positive connections with others and helping our brothers and sisters in the faith in times of need. Community plays a crucial role in providing emotional support, spiritual guidance, and strengthening healthy relationships. When someone tries to isolate a person, they are trying to make them vulnerable by cutting off their social connections. This isolation may manifest in attempts to separate the victim from family, friends, or other forms of social support. As a result, the isolated person may feel more dependent and less able to resist abuse or manipulation. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, also emphasized the importance of community support. He said, "The believer who mixes with people and bears their wrongs is better than the one who does not mix and does not bear their wrongs." Sunan ibn Majah. This hadith highlights the importance of staying connected to others, sharing their difficulties, and maintaining balanced and supportive relationships. Recognizing the signs of social isolation, it is crucial to remain vigilant and maintain our connections with the community. Mutual support is an important protection against manipulation and malicious control. By cultivating strong relationships and seeking support from our community, we can better defend ourselves against these destructive tactics. Signs 5. Constant criticism. Constant criticism is a telltale sign of ill will. Bad people often use this tactic to put others down and feel superior. By issuing constant criticism, these individuals seek to undermine their victim's self-confidence and exert psychological control, which allows them to maintain a position of power. In Islam, respect and kindness are fundamental values in all interactions. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught the importance of treating others with kindness and dignity. He said, "Whoever does not show mercy to people, Allah will not show him mercy." Sahih al-Bukhari. This hadith emphasizes that criticism must be expressed with compassion and with the aim of building and not destroying. Constructive criticism, when delivered with care and respect, can be beneficial for personal growth and improvement. They should be expressed in a way that encourages and guides, rather than diminishes or humiliates. In contrast, destructive criticism is that which is intended only to hurt or diminish someone's personal value. They are not only harmful, but they go against the Islamic principles of respect and kindness. Bad people who engage in constant criticism can often use demeaning comments to reinforce their own feelings of superiority. This can create a toxic environment where individuals constantly feel judged and inadequate. It is important to recognize this dynamic and protect ourselves from its harmful influences. By remaining true to the Islamic principles of respect and kindness, we can promote more positive interactions and support those who might be affected by destructive criticism. It is essential to foster relationships where criticism is used constructively, in a spirit of mutual support and growth. Empathy is a crucial element of any healthy and balanced relationship. It allows us to understand and share the feelings of others, thus promoting compassion and mutual support. However, malicious people often lack empathy, making them insensitive to the suffering and emotional needs of others. This lack of empathy leads them to act selfishly and manipulate the emotions of others without remorse. In Islam, empathy is strongly encouraged as it is seen as a manifestation of compassion and solidarity. Allah says in the Quran, "And whoever takes pains to seek good, we will guide him to our ways." Surat al-Ankabut 29:69. This verse highlights the importance of showing understanding and support towards others. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, also taught the importance of empathy, stating, "The believer is one from whom others feel safe." Sunan Abi Dawud. A person who lacks empathy is often unable to put themselves in other people's shoes and recognize their pains or difficulties. This may manifest in behaviors such as indifference to the suffering of others, lack of support in times of need, or exploiting the emotions of others for one's own gain. Such behavior can create tension and breakdown in relationships because it breeds feelings of neglect and misunderstanding. Recognizing a person's lack of empathy is essential to avoid being manipulated or hurt. Relationships built on mutual understanding and respectful support are more likely to flourish. By valuing empathy and seeking to build connections based on compassion, we strengthen our interactions and contribute to a more harmonious and supportive environment. Unpredictable behavior is another significant sign of maliciousness. People who display sudden changes in attitude for no apparent reason can create a climate of uncertainty and confusion among those around them. This unpredictability can be used to manipulate or control others by keeping them in a constant state of distrust and stress. In Islam, stability and predictability in relationships are valued. The Islamic faith encourages consistent and reliable behaviors because they promote trust and harmony in human interactions. Allah says in the Quran, "O you who believe, be witnesses of righteousness for Allah, even if it goes against yourselves." Surat An-Nisa 4135. This verse highlights the importance of justice and consistency in our behavior and judgments. Malicious people who exhibit unpredictable behavior may abruptly change the way they treat others, oscillating between kindness and hostility for no clear reason. This fluctuation can cause anxiety and insecurity in those around them, leaving them constantly on guard and uncertain about how they will be treated. Such behavior can also be used to manipulate perceptions and disorient those involved. By creating an unpredictable environment, these individuals seek to maintain a form of psychological control, where others feel dependent on their approval or affection. Recognizing this sign can help protect our emotional well-being. By remaining attentive to the stability of behavior and seeking relationships based on constancy and predictability, we can avoid manipulation and foster more balanced and reliable interactions. Stability in relationships, as taught in Islam, is essential for building strong and lasting bonds based on trust and mutual respect. In conclusion, recognizing the signs of a bad person is essential to protecting your emotional and spiritual well-being. Islam teaches us to cultivate relationships based on respect, empathy, and honesty. By being alert to behaviors such as emotional manipulation, frequent lies, selfishness, social isolation, constant criticism, lack of empathy, and unpredictable behavior, you can avoid harmful influences and promote positive, healthy interactions. Surround yourself with people who enrich your life and contribute to your personal growth. Share your experiences in the comments to help others recognize these signs and navigate their own relationships. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our future inspiring and informative content.